So you've been thinking of moving to Waterloo, Ontario, but you want to know a bit more about the great neighborhoods we have here in Waterloo, Ontario? Well, stay tuned because that's what this video is about. I'm going to walk you through some of the top neighborhoods we have here in Waterloo. And I know it's a subjective topic, so whether you are someone looking for great schools, or you're looking for access to highway and you're a commuter, or you're someone who is looking to access, quick access to shopping and dining options in Waterloo, or you're in for luxury real estate, well, stay tuned. We got it all covered and we're gonna get after it right now. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about living in Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo and the surrounding areas, well, subscribe below and tap on the bell for notification so you can be the first to learn about the current market in Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo and the surrounding areas. My name is Dixit. I'm a local real estate agent serving Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo and the surrounding areas. I do get calls, texts, emails from people just like you looking for help in making their move to Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo and the towns around it, and I absolutely love it. So whether it's that you're thinking of moving in 9 days or 90 days, you can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or you can schedule a Zoom call. All the information you'll find in the description below. More than happy to help you make a smooth move to the Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo area. Right, so as you can see right now, I'm in the Boardwalk area of Waterloo. It's actually one of the two shopping options, you can say, arguably, here in Waterloo. This Boardwalk is sitting at the border of Kitchener, Waterloo. This strip that you see right behind me, this is the whole strip. There are different entry points to the Boardwalk mall. Like I said, it's an outdoor strip mall going all the way from here to a couple of almost like a 1.5 kilometers further down from here. But on the other side, you can see right behind me are the two medical buildings here. There is actually a thriving retirement community within the close vicinity. There are a couple of great seniors living. Actually, one of the newest seniors living in Waterloo is very close by, and you can see the reason why. The medical buildings are right in a short distance as well. Right behind it, there's actually a landmark cinema. And like I said, shopping, dining, and the movies, well, it can always go together. You can spend a great day here just shopping, exploring the shopping, grabbing a bite for dining, and then going for a movie nonetheless. So like I said, there's great shopping options for sure. You're very close to a couple of great neighborhoods here in Waterloo, and I'm gonna get to that right now. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump back in my car. We're gonna drive down to a short distance to one of the first neighborhoods here in Waterloo, which we are gonna cover, and let's get after it right now. All right, so I'm in the first neighborhood. This is one for you if you're in search of a great school. So this one is Laurelwood, sitting kind of on the northwest end of Waterloo. You're very close to some of the great amenities. You're very close to the Boardwalk shopping mall, where I was just there. You're about 10-minute drive at the most, depending on where you are in the neighborhood. But within this neighborhood, there are plenty of things to do. I'm going to turn around and show you a couple of great things right at the corner of Laurelwood. What you see right across is the Stork family YMCA, which is actually the region's newest YMCA. On the other side, as I mentioned earlier, this is a thriving retirement community as well. So if you're a senior looking to settle down, University Gates is one of the retirement residences within the neighborhood. In terms of things to do outdoors, you have plenty of options. Laurel Creek Conservation Area is within this neighborhood. It could be sitting in your backyard or within a close short walk or a drive, depending on where you are in the neighborhood. But it's a great conservation area that's open year round. At the same time, you will get plenty of things to do within that. There's picnic, swimming, hiking trails, all the things that you find in the conservation area if you're in the outdoor recreation. At the same time, in terms of the real estate, coming to the real estate part, you got homes built within the mid-90s all the way to present day. More so as you get closer to that Earlsville area, that's where you will find more of a newer construction. While most of the homes here you will be finding is two-story detached homes, with the exception of few bungalows as well as the condominiums. So it gives you good diverse options depending on what you're looking for. But the price point is slightly above average compared to the rest of Waterloo. But that's also partly due to the fact that a lot of the construction you'll find here in this area is in this neighborhood is actually newer. and that's what the price per square feet is slightly higher than average for the Waterloo. So that's a little bit about this neighborhood. I'm gonna jump back in my car and drive you around Laurelwood so you get to see it, up close and personal. But like I said, if you're in search of a great school, this is definitely the one for you. I'm gonna name a few schools which are rated highly as per the Fraser Institute. Laurelwood Public School, which is an elementary school, rated 9.1 out of 10, in 2022 currently. So that's definitely one of the top schools, not just in Waterloo region, but one of the top in the Ontario. At the same time, you got, if you're in search of a Catholic school, you have St. Nicholas Catholic School. Secondary school, public school, we have Sir John A. Macdonald, which is also highly rated. All the schools are very highly above average rated as per the Fraser Institute. So that's a little bit about the neighborhood. Like I said, I'm going to jump back in my car, give you a good drive around the neighborhood so you get to see it up close and personal. And I'm going to meet you at my second neighborhood. So I'll see you shortly. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm at the second stop here. This is the neighborhood for you if you're in search of the newer construction in the Waterloo city. So yes, you are in Vista Hills and you can see the fancy building right behind me. This is nothing but a newest public school here in Waterloo. It is Vista Hills Public School. Just look at the fancy building that you have here. And this is actually the school newly opened just recently within this neighborhood. On the other side, you can see the newer build, homes here right across. And that's the part about this neighborhood. Most of the homes you will find here are typically 5 years and newer. I would say 5 years and younger. And that's the best part of it. There are still some pre-built homes, construction that's still happening in parts of this neighborhood. So if you're someone who is looking for that, ready to move in homes which are newer, or you're looking for something pre-built, I can tell you this can be the best bet living in Vista Hills. In terms of getting around, Boardwalk shopping area is, a short drive. The region's newest Costco is, I would say typically would be a walking distance in some parts of the neighborhood, but nonetheless less than 5-minute drive depending on where you are. A lot of homes you will find here are typically the high-end towns and the two-story detached. You will not find any condos. I don't think there are any semis that I came across, but there might be a few. But yeah, mostly the towns and the two-story detached. So if you're in search of that condo kind of lifestyle, you'd have to be outside of the border of this neighborhood. But in terms of things to do, it's a very active community. Stork family YMCA that we just checked out earlier is not too far off from here, about 10-minute drive at the most. At the same time, Laurel Creek Conservation Area, if you're into the outdoor recreation. Laurel Creek Conservation is again a very short drive. So getting out and around and things to do within this neighborhood, there are plenty of options. At the same time, some great schools. Vista Hills Public School is obviously the one. It's too early to kind of rate this school for Fraser Institute and some of the other bodies. But you still have Sir John A. Macdonald. You still have Abraham Erb. You have St. Nicholas Catholic School. They all fall within the boundary of this neighborhood. So you have some great school options nonetheless. So that's about it. Just keep in mind, considering the newer construction you find here in this neighborhood drives the price per square feet slightly higher than average for Waterloo, mainly credited to the newer construction you find here. So a very active community, giving you that suburban feeling while being close to some of the great amenities in terms of shopping, dining, getting out and about. The only downside I would say about living in this neighborhood is the fact that there's not a great public transit. So it's still developing the public transit network within this neighborhood. It's not as greatly connected to the other parts of the region and the Grand River Transit. There are some routes going through the neighborhood, but I can tell you, you won't want to rely on the private mode of transportation living in this neighborhood, that might be your best bet, so you don't get disappointed. And yeah, that's pretty much it about this neighborhood. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back in my car, take a short drive, so you get to see some of the newer homes that I'm talking about, and you will probably see some new construction like that's still happening within the neighborhood. But let's do that, and we'll meet at this third neighborhood, which is gonna be about the luxury. So stay tuned, and we're gonna get after it right now. So those of you who are in search of luxury real estate, your search stops here in Colonial Acres in Waterloo. Yes, this is one of the eldest neighborhoods here in Waterloo, yet one of the most desirable neighborhoods as well. What makes it more desirable is the style of homes you find here. The construction dates back to 60s, 70s, 80s, and you will find some newer construction for the homes that were run down, brought back to the ground, and brought back up. All the way from scratch. So you'll find a bit of both. What you can see right behind me is a classic example of that. This is something like that, sitting on a huge acre, 3,500 square feet home, 5 bedrooms, 5 washrooms, sitting on a wide lot. Just look at the lot size of pretty much every home here. You will find more or less like this, where it's a huge lot, huge deep front yard, and as well as the backing onto huge backyard green space, giving you complete privacy from the neighbors and ideal for entertaining your friends and family. So this neighborhood will not disappoint you. The price point obviously goes hand in hand with that, like the one that I showed you right here. That one is listed for $2.9 million, and that pretty much does define, like most of the homes you'll find here, they're sitting on wider lots. You will not find a lot of those new 2- and 3-story townhomes and detached you see in some of the newer neighborhoods. Most of them are bungalow style homes, one on a wider lot. So, if you are looking for that kind of a lifestyle, this is definitely the one for you. In terms of amenities, you're very close to everything pretty much you can find in Waterloo. So Waterloo is best. Talking about the shopping, Conestoga Mall is just 5-minute drive from this neighborhood. At the same time, Uptown Waterloo, if you want to enjoy that urban lifestyle, on any given day, you're a short drive to there. University area, if you have friends or family or kids going to university, you're not too far off from that as well. At the same time, if you ever want to escape all of that, St. Jacobs Farmers Market, it's a short drive again, because you're kind of at the border of Waterloo, just a short drive down to the St. Jacobs, where you'll find St. Jacobs Farmers Market. And you still don't like any of that, and if you want to escape Waterloo altogether, Highway 85 is just a short drive as well. So commute to 401, if you ever have to go to there, will take you about 20 minutes at the most on any given day without traffic. So overall, it gives you the best of everything you can find here in Waterloo, and that's the best part about this neighborhood. Like I said earlier, it's one of the eldest neighborhoods here in Waterloo you will find, yet one of the most desirable neighborhoods you have here in Waterloo. So that's a bit about Colonial Acres. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a drive, jump back in my car, drive around the neighborhood to show you the homes you'll find here, and that defines pretty much this neighborhood. And I'll see you in my next stop, which is gonna be for you if you're in search for affordable homes, or if you're a first-time home buyer looking for that house with a good entry price point with lower than average price point. Well, that's gonna be for you. So stay tuned, and we're gonna get after it right now. Okay, so here we are at our fourth stop here, and you can see my hat is on as it's a bit rainy here and a bit chilly as well. You could probably hear me shivering a bit in the previous video when I took my hat out and my head was, freezing pretty much. But, just getting back to this, this is the fourth stop, and this neighborhood is, the one I can say, lower than average price point here in Waterloo. I would say arguably it's kind of a bit affordable. And when I do say affordable, what I mean is, it's giving it that lower than average price point, good entry point for first-time home buyers, offering wide variety of homes within a good budget. So that's what this neighborhood is about. We are in the Lakeshore neighborhood here in Waterloo, and you will find homes sitting on a decent sized lots, ranging all the way from low-rise apartments, low-rise condominiums to more like a semi-detached bungalows, as well as some 2-story and 3-story townhomes in this neighborhood. But actually, this is one of the largest neighborhoods here in Waterloo. As you go further down north in this neighborhood, which is Lakeshore North, that is where you will find a bit of a newer construction, homes going from 70s into the 90s, versus Lakeshore, where I am right now, you will mostly find homes anywhere from 60s and 70s and the most 80s, but not a lot of newer construction is not something that you will find here. Having said that, the diversity of real estate you find here in this neighborhood is what is attractive to many first-time home buyers looking for that entry point. So I have had buyers. I had one buyer actually. We bought a low-rise apartment building in this neighborhood. We bought it in March of 2022 for just over 500,000. That was like a 2-bedroom, 2-washroom apartment, low-rise apartment, right on the other side of the street, pretty much on the North Lake Drive. That's to tell you a bit about the price point. While even if you're looking for that semi or a detached, I think you could definitely find something decent in that 600 to 700 range, which is very hard to come across in many parts of Waterloo, especially where there is a lot of newer construction developing. You'll find it very difficult. In terms of getting around, public transit and accessibility is a great asset of this neighborhood. LRT actually runs through this neighborhood, as well as major public transit routes. At the same time, Conestoga Mall for shopping is just a short drive. St. Jacobs Farmers Market is a bit stretch, but Rim Park is very close by. Again, those of you who are on an active lifestyle. At the same time, Laurel Creek Conservation for those outdoor living and enjoying the outdoors nature is a very short drive, again, not too far off. So, and if you are a commuter, getting onto Highway 85 will not be too much of a trouble, as you have Highway 85 accessible to the Northfield. Will take you to the Highway 85 in like less than 5 minutes at the most, and then you can head down to Highway 401 or whatever connecting highway, depending on where you're going. So that's a bit about this neighborhood. Like I said, lower than average price point. That's what I call affordable. I can tell many of you would agree that things are no longer as affordable as it used to be, not just in Waterloo, but pretty much anywhere in Ontario. But that's a bit about this neighborhood. I'm gonna jump back in my car and we're gonna take a drive around. It's raining, so I'll cut it to the point, but we're gonna jump back in my car, drive around this neighborhood, show you some homes and the variety of homes that I've been talking about. And I'm gonna meet you at my final stop, and that's gonna be the one for you if you're in search of that accessible neighborhoods, where what I mean by that is, you don't need a car living in that neighborhood to get around. So stay tuned and we're gonna get after it right now. Okay, so we are at our final stop here in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood, and I'm going to talk about two neighborhoods at the same time because they both are very similar in terms of some of the great features and the characteristic it offers. So this is talking about Lincoln Heights, and I'm going to talk about the Uptown Waterloo as well. And these are the two neighborhoods you can count on if you're someone who is, relying on accessibility. So if you don't have, let's say, a car, and if you're still looking for settle down in a neighborhood, or if you have someone in your family who doesn't have a car and they're going to rely on public transit and getting around the town out and about, well, this is definitely a great option for you to consider. Lincoln Heights is just a few steps or short distance down to the Uptown Waterloo. So shopping is at your doorstep. At the same time, it has some great schooling options. The schools here in this neighborhood actually do rate above average as per the Fraser Institute. You do have few options, both Catholic, public schools, as well as the elementary school, and there is a high school, Blue Whale, which is in this neighborhood, all of which are actually above average rated. Same goes with the Uptown Waterloo. We have some great schooling options. When you are in this neighborhood, the type of real estate that you will find is actually, the homes with a character, right? So most of the homes will be mid-50s all the way into the 70s. You will not find a lot of newer construction after that. But you are ideally, if you're in search of that character homes, which actually have their own unique appeal, that's the neighborhood that we are talking about, being Lincoln Heights, as well as more so of the Uptown Waterloo is where you will find everything. Especially Uptown Waterloo, shops are very close by. You could literally walk to pretty much everywhere in terms of shopping, dining, lots of hyper local restaurants to check out, giving it that, kind of urban lifestyle is something that you're looking into those neighborhoods. At the same time, highway is also great access. You're just a short drive to Conestoga Parkway, which is Regional Road 85, connecting you further down to some of the major highways, getting around the town and out and about as well. So that's a bit about this neighborhood. Like I said, the only downside you will find is you will be disappointed if you're in search of a new construction. It'll be hard to find in this couple neighborhoods. But like I said, on the other hand, the accessibility is the best part in this neighborhood. Most of the homes you will find here are more like, those wider lot bungalows where, back splits, side splits as well. But, lots are pretty big. Most of the homes, like I said, will have their own unique characteristics. You will not find, houses that you will find in the newer construction areas, like all of them look alike. So that's basically each house will have their own character, and that's what defines this neighborhood. And that pretty much is a wrap to this video. I hope you did get some value. If you did, well, do consider subscribing to this channel so you can be the first to learn about the current market in Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo. Once again, at the end of the day, the neighborhood is a very subjective topic, and I do understand that, depending on what stage of life you are and what's your budget and, lifestyle is, those are the factors that will define an ideal neighborhood for you, as well as the ideal town. Whether it's Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo, or some other town around it. So overall, I hope you did get some value. Like I said, whether you think you're moving in 9 days or 9 days, be sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. All the information you will find below in the description. More than happy to help you make a smooth move to Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo. Until then, I do hope to show you around town.